If you're thinking about moving away from Adobe Lightroom Classic and Photoshop, what are the top things that you should know about ON1 Photo Raw? Well, first, Photo Raw is like combining the best of Lightroom and Photoshop together into one app. You get all the file management and all the non-destructive raw processing capabilities of Lightroom. You also get all the special effects and masking that are spread out across both Lightroom and Photoshop, but you get them in an easier to use, centralized location with hundreds of curated presets to get you started. When you need to take your photo to the next level, you have true layers and masks and text. If you're familiar with layers concepts like masking, opacity, and blending modes, you'll feel right at home. You can even use your favorite Photoshop plugins right inside of ON1 Photo Raw. Best of all, it's all non-destructive, even the layers. You can literally combine raw photos but keep the full raw tone and color range so you can continue to edit them. Plus, it has everything else a photographer could ever want, like HDR, panorama stitching, focus stacking, time-lapse video creation, sky replacement, portrait retouching, printing, tether shooting, batch processing, albums, metadata, everything you could imagine plus a ton more. As you can see, the capabilities are similar, but they're centralized into one app instead of two. So what else is different? Being totally non-destructive means we use masks instead of the old-fashioned marching ant-style selections you might still be using in Photoshop. Chances are you're using masks extensively already, so this won't change your workflow any. The raw processing sliders are similar but not identical, as is the default look. So keep in mind that every raw processor behaves and looks a little bit different. It's kind of like changing between color negative and slide film. You'll figure out the differences pretty fast. But you don't have to choose just one. ON1 is adaptable to any workflow. Of course, many users fully replace Lightroom and Photoshop with Photo Raw. And we try to make it as familiar as possible by using concepts you're already familiar with. We even try to use the same keyboard shortcut keys when we can. But you can also use Photo Raw for the file management and the raw processing, and then send your photos off to Photoshop for more editing if you prefer. Or if you want the flip side, you can do that too. You can keep your files in Lightroom, do your raw processing there, and then send them to Photo Raw to do the types of edits that you just can't do inside of Lightroom. Okay, there you have it. The top things you need to know about ON1 Photo Raw if you're considering making the switch from a Lightroom Classic and Photoshop. Give it a try. I'm sure you'll love it. Thanks for watching.